Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening, and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I'm Kris Rendazzo, and joining me tonight is dopey, unnecessary gang sign, Dan Ryan.
I was going to make one, but then really thought better of it now that there is video.
Right.
Yeah.
The Alphabet Super Series is back, and we're covering my pick for the letter B, Burning Rangers for Sega Saturn. How much fun is controlling a 3D game with a D-pad? Tell that corpse not to move, because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now. Hi everyone, this is episode 609. It's the week of March 13th, 2026, and welcome. For anyone new here, this is the official podcast of StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the heck else is going on in our lives. Speaking of which, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm drinking a green beer.
Yeah, I saw. I don't. Yeah, I don't approve, but I guess it's not really up to it.
It's quite tasty. It's a Bolero Snort. Which is one of my favorite breweries. They're local to Jersey. They're up in North Jersey. But it's called I'm Not Ogre You, which is fun. It's a wonderful little can here that I will show just for the viewing audience. But it is a milkshake sour with pandan coconut and vanilla ice cream. Because we have just fucking lost the plot of what beer actually is anymore.
Yeah,
what are we doing? This is absurd. So we're recording tonight because I went to a beer tasting over at my buddy Rob's house last night. So, we're recording Saturday. I was over there Friday, and we had a bunch of really, really good beers, and it was nice to see everybody. I hadn't really seen anyone since since I got diagnosed with cancer and then going through all of that. It's been a year and a half, almost 2 years since we've properly been able to hang out and whatever. And we're sitting there and we're all shooting the shit and drinking beers, and I guess we're looking at the beers. We're like, what the fuck are we doing? What even is any of this shit? Some of it was normal stuff. It was oh, this is just a Baltic porter. This is really fucking good and solid and well made and whatever. And then I brought a Rocky Road, a raspberry Rocky Road fucking something. It had marshmallow fluff and chocolate and almond. I was I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Now I'm sitting here drinking some green shit. It's just weird, Chris.
It looks like a magic. It looks like a shamrock glass of Mylanta.
It does. It looks like a very liquidy shamrock shake. If you went to McDonald's and the ice cream, the shamrock shake melted. It's sort of what this looks like. I don't know.
Because all right, for anybody listening to the audio version, I'm looking at this, and at least through Dan's webcam, it's not clear at all. It looks like green milk.
No, it is opaque as fuck.
It just looks like,
I believe is,
but it's more pale than Nickelodeon slime. So
it's a very light green.
Yeah, it just looks like somebody went, I'm going to have a festive St. Patrick's Day glass of Mylanta, or
It's a pretty color, and it's tasty, but
I can't imagine drinking that on purpose. That's really something.
It wouldn't be the weirdest thing that I've put inside me. So
today,
today even, it's been an interesting Saturday that we won't talk about.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's fucking cold down here. And
it's cold in my basement too. And I was outside. We went for a bike ride today. I played tag.
Yeah, it was nice.
In the park, in the playground, because John
was a nice day
throwing rocks in the water. Yeah, it was pretty nice. Yeah. I went out and bought some new exercise clothes because I decided that I'll talk a little bit more about my ridiculously during the the checkpoint. Oh man, so now I'm getting commercials. See, I put a YouTube video on in the background of a playthrough, and now it's just showing me dumb commercials. Like, what is this? What's happening behind my head? That's not Lemmings for Super Nintendo. Ugh. Now we're gonna get stupid commercials. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's most of the show will be a video game and not this stupid.
No, I hope it's that fucking
commercial.
Liberty Mutual commercial this whole time. Just libbity bibbity. Like, I hope that's what it is the whole time. I'm waiting for fucking Limu, Emu, and Doug. Very excited.
That's
for them to make
insurance.
Not a sponsor.
Yeah,
they should be. Now
there's nothing says fun like insurance. I love being sold insurance. I just love the notion of paying people to do absolutely nothing unless something goes wrong.
Fuck all.
And then when it does go wrong, we're like, okay, well, how can I get out of paying you any of the money that you paid me for the last 20 years? I hate insurance. I just hate it.
But you also, we're going to make it that you have to have it.
Yes, you have to have it.
Because if you don't, we kill your firstborn child.
Live on camera.
Live on camera, yeah.
So we used to do something like this a long time ago, and I think I'm going to start doing it again from time to time since I've been in charge of adding things to the site. I want to go over a couple of the new items that have shown up at Stone Age Gamer in the last week, and just
what's new at Stone Age Gamer this week?
There's been a couple of things new at Stone Age Gamer. We switched brands of our let's say more or less generic heavy AC adapters for NES and Super NES. So we switched over to the XYAB ones. They seem to be pretty well so far. We'll see how that goes long term. We got the Fightbox arcade sticks in. This is pretty cool. Andy was pretty resistant to carry these at first because they're freaking enormous and he doesn't like shipping large items, but here we are.
Andy is a size queen, confirmed.
As far as I know, we are the only U.S. distributor of Fightbox arcade sticks, and they're pretty solid. They sent me an R10 with a trackball to mess around with, and I got that.
You were talking about that last week. They look they look dope.
Yeah, pretty fun. We got a Mortal Kombat one. We've got an American style and Japanese style Neo Geo ones. We've got a trackball controller, a spinner controller, and two for the Genesis, both North American and Japanese style. So that's pretty cool. We got a new color for Dreamcast console replacement shells. We got this translucent green that looks like the Halo Xbox. If you remember that from like way back in the day.
I do.
Like the original Halo 2 Xbox. It's like that color. So that's kind of weird, but hey.
That's cool.
Neat. We got the Mr. Kart Virtual Boy Multi-Flash Cart, which is, it's, as far as I know, this is the first Virtual Boy Flash Cart that works with like a menu and you can have multiple files on there at once instead of just, flashing one at a time. So that's super cool.
And
then we got some framed lenticular posters for Banjo-Kazooie, Street Fighter 3, and Mega Man 6, which is oddly specific. You don't see a lot of Mega Man 6 specific art, but yeah, it's the Mega Man 6 Mr. X framed lenticular poster. And that, what's new at Stone Age Gamer the last week or so.
Huh.
I thought that'd be fun, but anyways.
Exciting.
We should probably get started on the Alphabet Super Series, because that's what we're talking about. Yeah. So for anyone new around here, the Alphabet Super Series is where Dan and I take turns picking games with an alphabetical order. We just started a new season of it, so we were on the letter B, which was my pick this time around, and I chose Burning Rangers for Sega Saturn. Rangers. Let's get a little history of Burning Rangers before we get going here. Burning Rangers was released on the Sega Saturn in North America on May 28th, 1998. So this was just over a year before the Dreamcast launched. So that's late Saturn right there. And it's kind of it's a game about, it's anime as hell, and it is a game about anime firefighters, science fiction jetpack suits going in and fighting fires and saving people and occasionally fighting monsters.
Every now and again. Not often.
Not often.
Really, but, I think, unless I'm misremembering, they're just the boss battles, right? Like there's a boss at the end of the stage.
Right. There are also some enemies that show up. I put time into this game. I didn't get all the way through it. I thought I was going to be able to get all the way through it. I got about, I want to say 80% through level 3 before just noping the fuck out. But and I will explain why. But let's see.
I'm really interested to hear now.
I rather liked it, but I had a problem with it. Let's see. Burning Rangers currently, this is a spicy game.
It is,
which I'm not surprised at all that I don't think we have any feedback on this one, which is pretty unusual. Usually somebody says something about the games we pick for the Super Series. I got nothing. Not a single person chimed in on this one. And that's because Saturn emulation is not,
it's
as far
hard.
as I know, it's hard. And having an original copy of this game is expensive. Loose copy currently goes for $287 on price charting. A complete copy is $675.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of nuts. And that's what I have. Which really, I mean, honestly, I can't put in just...
We have the technology.
I'm a fool. I didn't just have this at the ready for the video podcast. But yes, here we are. This is my copy of Burning Rangers. I've had this one since I worked at Funko Land. I bought it for, I want to say, like $30 or something. It was a used copy that came into the store, and I bought it, and I played it here for the podcast. And that was a fun adventure. First off, getting it up and running was problematic because, well, not up and running. My Saturn works just fine. The problem is that I forgot that old systems need things. So I played through the first level of Burning Rangers, and now I know the watch battery in my Saturn is dead.
Okay.
And that's how it saves games.
Right.
So I played through the first level, and I was like, oh no, I have to turn this off at some point and get back to it at another time.
Right.
Oh, I don't have any more of those watch batteries. I went upstairs to see if I had any. I didn't. And so I was like, well, oh, look, there's a password, right? You finish a level and they give you a password. It's like, okay, cool. Perfect. I'll just put in this password and I'll be good. Except the password doesn't save your progress. The password is for, like, if you want to, like, randomly generate some nonsense in a level you've already beaten. Yeah. So I had to play the first level.
It's a replay, just like cheap replay value.
Yeah. So I had to replay the first, the tutorial and the first stage twice. So that ate up some of the precious little time I had to actually dedicate to this. Because the other problem that I have is that it's cold down here, and my Saturn is down here in the basement. So I don't really like spending long periods of time down here when I don't have to. So, like, at the end of the day, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm going to go back down into the basement, and, like, you know, Karen's not going to come with me down here. She's like, fuck you, it's cold. I'm not going out there. So
you're an asshole. Have fun.
Yeah. So I did, boy, oh boy. If there was ever a game in existence that just demands a remake, it's this. This game was very ambitious. I really like the concept of it. But it is extraordinarily ambitious and way too ambitious for the Saturn. Like, it doesn't run very well. The frame rate is a mess. The stage geometry is very, very fall aparty. Like, it seems like it's just barely hanging on. The controller, I know this does work with a 3D controller. I don't have a 3D Saturn controller, but it does work with one. But even then, that's still only one analog stick.
Yeah, still not great. Gotta be honest with you.
This game really deserves a proper remake with modern accoutrements, and it needs to be done by anyone but the team who's doing Panzer Dragoon. Don't get anywhere near this one, please and thank you.
Yeah, playing through this, right? It just so, I think, perfectly captures why Sega is now a third-party developer. Because they're, like so many of Sega's games, they are so fucking specifically Sega.
Oh, this is Sega as hell. Very arcadey.
Just feels, right, so fucking Sega. And, like, that market isn't as big as, you know, you would want it to be. It really never has been.
You put this against what was happening on PlayStation at the time. Like,
you put
what are the big PlayStation game. Like, this was a huge release for the Saturn, and it's 6 levels. Like it's a very arcade style thing. It's very impressive. The voice guidance system is such a cool idea, and the fact that it works as well as it does is amazing.
Really well.
All the animated cutscenes that are very, very anime, all the voice acting, just the general idea of it is a very cool and interesting idea. But this game is a fraction of Metal Gear Solid. Like there's not really a lot of game here. The email system, like you save people and then they'll send you emails later. Like, this was such an ambitious game, but when you get around to like trying to move around in 3D, it could be very, very frustrating. There is no map to speak of, so it's very easy to get lost. And that's really when I kind of gave up. It was in the 3rd level, and some of the controls are just so frustrating, and the game just so barely works. The frame rate is just so choppy. I just determined that with the amount of time that I had spent on the game, I just wasn't having fun anymore. And it was because now there's pizza on my screen. Ugh. I'm gonna have to turn this off and switch it to something else, because I don't want a bunch of ads playing. I just wanted a game playing on the screen behind me. Son of a... It's fine. Stupid YouTube. Need an ad blocker. Anyways. It
pay for YouTube bread, man.
Struck me. Absolutely not. It struck me the entire time as just being so ahead of its time. So very, very ambitious. Like, this needs dual analog controls. It needs a map. It needs modern everything. And
it needs to be made by people other than Sonic Team.
Oh my God, this is the fact that you collect the crystals, and when you get hit once, you lose all of them, and as long as you have all your crystals, they're the rings. They're rings.
100%.
It's 100% just rings. It's hilarious to me. Just hilarious.
It is just so wild, because I really fucking like this game. This is a really fun game.
Yeah, this is a really cool game.
Really, really good. And it playing through this, it felt so similarly to how I felt when we played through Jersey Devil for the last round. Because it's the same kind of thing. You were trying to move in this 3D space using the shoulder buttons as fucking camera, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I mean, it works, right? It
functions, but oh God, we're so far past this. It's really hard to go back to this kind of thing.
But
the gameplay loop is really fun. It's fun. Putting out the fires and the way you fight the occasional enemies and the ridiculous story.
Yeah, and the different color fire, different needing different different. I mean, you are shooting fire with lasers. It's fucking absurd. But
and then you're in the ocean, and then you're in space. It's oh God, this is anime. This is such an anime game.
But I wonder what my opinion of this would have been had I played it. Originally when it came out, when we didn't. When we really didn't have dual analog the way that it's just ubiquitous now, right? When did the first dual analog shit come out? Was it already
dual
out?
Analog I think there was some of it in the PC market, so I couldn't tell you exactly when that happened.
Right.
The first dual analog. All right, you could dual analog wield in GoldenEye for N64 if you plugged in 2 N64 controllers, but nobody did that.
Fucking forgot about that.
That was the thing that they
actually moving around.
The DualShock, really.
Yeah.
There was the DualShock on PlayStation 2.
DualShock? No, DualShock was PS1.
All right, there was a DualShock on PS1, so I don't recall exactly when that was. I don't know how many games really took advantage of the dual analog controls either, but I know N64 kind of got there with the C buttons, but didn't quite work right. So the DualShock was really the first home console that really did that right. The DualShock was the first home console that really did dual analog. I have to assume that there was something done on PC first. It's as Jeremy Parrish recently said in one of his videos, it's a fool's game to try to claim something as a first in video games, because there will always be somebody will jump and be like, no, this actually came out first. It was a Japanese
point of order,
European, blah, blah, blah thing. It's like, there's always something else that you're never going to be able to know anything. But as far as popularizing dual analog controls, it was the original DualShock. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's just kind of what I was thinking. Like, was the DualShock out, when this came out? Like,
I'm not sure, but I did play this when it came out.
Yes,
I know it before I had.
It appears that it was released in
gaming.
The DualShock was released in North America in 1998. So okay. Yeah, I mean, so like like I said, I didn't play this back then, and even if I had, like, we wouldn't have been super familiar with dual analog controls and moving into 3D space that way. So I wonder how much my opinion would have differed if that had been the case, and my score, because, man, it's just impossible to go back. As someone without nostalgia for it, it is impossible for me to go back and really love this the way that I want to, the way that I can see the game that's there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did play this, back when it came out. Not very much of it. Like I said, I got mine at Funko Land. I had played through the tutorial and thought, wow, this is a really neat idea. I bet if I master this, I could have a lot of fun with this. And then I never did. Every time
and then I never touched it again.
Well, I've played through the tutorial like every 7 or 8 years. I would plug this in and be like, I'm gonna play Burning Rangers. And then I get through the tutorial and be like, all right. Well, now I'm out of time. I'll come back and play the first level. Oh crap, my Saturn battery's dead. Oh well. Then
it is a really
got around to it.
Long tutorial.
It is not the shortest tutorial in the world. Playing through it is necessary because it is a relatively complicated game, considering the way you have to walk around and get directions by constantly calling in to your CO or whoever she is. I don't think there's a difference between playing as the guy who flashes the dopey gang signal signs and the girl. Like they both seem to control the same.
Yeah, Shu and Tilly.
Yeah, and there's like
or Tillis.
I think it was Tillis. Yeah. Show, and then there's Reed. Reed Phoenix, except it's written Lead.
Yeah, Lead Phoenix.
All the text says Lead, but the game voice says Reed because it has to be a translation thing.
Yeah, but they did nail Big Landman because what a name,
Landman! Wow! Love that. I think my favorite thing to do is again, this is so ahead of its time, and they really didn't quite have a handle on the way the voice stuff worked. It seemed like there were a lot of random voices that would communicate, like it would pull from random pool of voices. So when you go to rescue somebody, there'd be like a person laying face down, dead still.
Yeah.
And you would run up and be like, calm down. I'm here to save you. Like,
yeah.
Calm down.
Motherfucker,
she's
I am as
dead.
calm as I could be. I am face down, ass up, waiting for the end of the world.
That is it. And it was all kinds of stuff. Like, it wasn't just that. It'd be like, you go up to somebody and be like,
yeah,
wow, what's going on? I'm here to rescue you. Oh, thank you. I'm a burning ranger. I'm here to save you. Like, we just did this. It's pulling from a set number of voices, and it doesn't really completely indiscriminate about which ones it uses. But again, it was so impressive. They're thinking back to games talking at this point. Like, yes, Metal Gear obviously is like this huge thing, but those are these planned conversations. This felt a little bit more like Star Fox 64, where there's this chatter happening the whole time, and also the voices being so interactive with the way that you move, right? Because you've got to ask directions. They'll say turn left or go through that door, and like there's something for it for like just about the whole game. most places, if you ask for directions, she's going to tell you specific directions based on where you are and which direction you're facing, which is cool, but a map would have been better because
it would have been better.
So many times I wound up running around in circles and just getting frustrated with trying to jump up on something or forgetting to even look up.
Well, that to me is the most frustrating one. Like when you hit the button and she's like, go up. Fucking where? I can't just look up. I have to stop and hit a button and then move the stick and then I can look around.
And only then it actually takes time. Like sometimes when you're trying to move, like you don't start straight away because the game's like, okay, I'll start moving. Like it just the game itself. Like I could see how this game that I really, really wanted to love right underneath it, but it was struggling so hard to be that game. Because the system it was created for. Like the Saturn just is not up to running this game as well as it deserves to be. And this is such a poster child for a game that's a great idea that needs to be remade. It's astounding to me that this hasn't gotten another shot because it's a great idea. It's a cult classic. It's Sonic Team. It's worth a buttload of money because it's a really super good idea.
Even in its broken state, it's still super fun.
Exactly. When it clicks, when it's working right, I was having a blast with it. I really, really liked it. And I'm so glad I finally played. I mean, not all the way through it. I think I got, like I said, most of the way through areas, the third level. And I think there's 6 total. And I wanted to keep going, but also I had stopped having fun. It was just the system was struggling so much to run the game properly, and I kept getting frustrated with like turning corners and running into things, and it was just like I don't want to keep going to the point where I'm hating myself or I'm hating this experience. So I'm just going to turn it off, and I'm going to hope that someone somewhere someday remakes it because that's what this needs. Desperately needs a remake, and they need to make show, not flash stupid gang signs, because I don't know what that's all about. He'll like, you finish a stage and he just goes like what is that? What is that? Why are you doing that? Stop that.
Wasn't away. I mean, like, it's like an anime boy thing, I think. I don't know.
Well,
I'm an out of touch
and
white
I don't
dad,
like it.
Chris. That's me. I don't know
there was
things.
An ad on the back of the instruction manual for Shining Force 3 and Panzer Dragoon Saga. Like,
oh shit!
Come on, the Saturn was really, really making a case for itself at this point. They were trying.
They really were, but it just again, like, and same thing with the Dreamcast, like same thing with all the Sega's stuff. Like, they're so fucking Sega, and they were so for their market. You know what I mean? Like, for better or worse, you know, Nintendo games are very much Nintendo games, but they are definitely made for mass market appeal, right? Sony makes games for everybody. Xbox, I would argue, is a little bit more niche in that so much, just because of the content, right? So much of it is first-person shooters. However, within that, within that bubble, they make a wide variety kind of accessible to everybody. But then you had Sega, and they were like, we make fucking Sega games for Sega people, because that's who I am, and that's who I care about, right? They were very, very fucking, I make car parts for the American man, because that's who I care about. And that kind of worked with the Saturn when the Saturn had third-party support, right? Because you had these Sega games, but you also had Tomb Raider and Resident Evil. It's a pretty good version of Resident Evil on Saturn, right? Yeah. From what I understand. I don't know that I've ever played it, but... Can't say that I know the differences between it and the PlayStation one. Obviously, the PlayStation runs compressed FMV way better than Saturn does, but Saturn got Symphony of the Night in Japan. Like, in Japan? As long as they had third parties supporting them, Sega games didn't... they appealed to that crowd, and then they could also have the wide appeal of the other kinds of games. And the same thing with the Dreamcast. You had Soul Reaver on Dreamcast and whatnot, a Resident Evil Code Veronica, but the Sega games were Sega games, and it was kind of awesome that they were. But unfortunately,
other systems existed better. You know, they were going up against the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation, and mostly the PlayStation, because that was your direct CD-based competition. So there weren't really very many games on Saturn. I can't think of any games that were on PlayStation and Saturn where the PlayStation version wasn't just better, with the exception of fighting games. You know, Children of the Atom is better on Saturn than it is on PlayStation, no question. X-Men vs. Street Fighter with the 4 meg expansion, leagues better than the PlayStation version. Like, it's not even close, but that's arcade stuff. Again, it's bringing the arcade home. That was really where Sega shined the best, and yeah, this is a wonderful game. I'm really glad.
It is.
Really glad it worked out.
I feel like it sounds like we're shitting on it a lot, and I don't think that will be evident in our scores, because I did really enjoy my time with it.
Well, let's get to scoring.
We get to scoring? All right. Yeah. Well, you start us off with graphics. How did you feel about the graphics on a scale of 1 to 5?
Graphics are hard for this one in particular, because I like the art direction, but the actual game's graphics are pretty tough. Like, I played this, as intended, through a AV cable into my CRT. Like, that's how I played this. And even then, it's still pretty garbled a lot of the times, but the art direction is very good. So I can't give it any more than a 4. I almost want to give it a 3.5, but I like the art direction enough. Like, it works well enough. So I'm going to say 4.
Yeah, I was at 3.5 for me. I feel similar to how you do. I think the art direction is cool, but there's a lot of flicker. There's a lot of like popping in and out. And again, it is due to how ambitious the game was, but it's one of those situations where you almost wonder, like, if you would have pulled back a little bit, because the Saturn is capable of some really nice looking stuff, right?
Right, but the Saturn was more capable in the realm of 2D than 3D. Like, that's how it was designed to be the best 2D system, and the 3D stuff, like Panzer Dragoon looks great because it's on rails. You give full 3D control, and you're going to start running into problems. And Sonic Team was
that's exactly what I'm saying, though. Like, if you had pulled back a little bit, and all right, this doesn't need to be full 3D. Let's make it, for lack of a better term, whatever 2.5D would have looked back then. Where you're still navigating these environments. I feel like there was a way to do it, and to maybe not push it so damn hard.
I think they just should have pushed it onto the Dreamcast. That's what I think.
Or that too. That could have been a thing.
I think that would have been pretty wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to the sound department. Sound is also an interesting one on this one because there's so little music in the game.
Yeah. A banger of a theme song, though.
Burning Rangers go. It's...
I mean, anime as fuck, but it was awesome.
Yeah.
And it's so, that theme song so perfectly captures, this game. It feels very much of this game. This is
late 90s anime to it, just through and through.
Yeah.
I want to give the sound... I feel like I also want to give the sound... a 4.5.
Okay.
The music, when it shows up, it's pretty good. The environmental sounds, like the lack of sound and the sound effects that are used, are very good. The burning sounds, the sound that happens before something blows up, because that's such a fun mechanic. You're running around,
it's very cool.
Wait to hear this thing and hope that your feet are on the ground so you can press the dodge button. It's very, very interesting mechanic.
Yeah.
And the sparse use of music, obviously the voices, the voice acting itself could certainly be better, but that's really a product of its time. There was a reason Metal Gear Solid was so freaking special.
It was mind blowing. It was, oh my God, nobody sucks. This
voice
is great.
Acting in video games was the master of unlocking a lot of the times during this generation. So, but the voice acting was also very effective. It sounded nice. I'm gonna go. I can't. The only thing that I can imagine making the sound better in this game would have been some slightly better acting. I'm going to give it a 4.5.
I sat at a 4 with this one because slightly better acting, and I just wanted more music. There's just not enough to be like, this is a 5 out of 5.
For sure.
In sound,
I thought that the music was there and its use was really effective because of how little of it there was. Like, it was very intentional. I thought it was very effective, but I hear what you're saying for sure. I can't give it a 5 either.
Yeah, I almost want to, because of how well the voice navigation system works.
The ambition here was really
crazy.
Something, and you kind of miss this Sonic team. You look at what the stuff Sonic team does today, and it's just Sonic games for the most part. It's just
Sonic games and very safe Sonic games.
This was so far out of the box. I really love the notion of this game is so dang cool.
Well, I mean, you look at what they were doing. They were doing this. They were doing
Nights and Dreams.
Fucking Nights. Like it just there was just some really, really awesome shit that they did, and now it's just Sonic.
List of Sonic team games. We've got Nights and Dreams, Sonic, Burning Rangers, Sonic, Choo Choo Rocket, Space Channel 5, Samba de Amigo. Come on.
Yeah, like they did interesting, different stuff. Like,
geez, they did the first Phantasy Star Online, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
They worked on the Game Boy Advance version of Puyo Pop. They did Rez for PlayStation 2. They did Billy Hatcher.
Billy Hatcher was fucking dope.
Yeah, Billy Hatcher was cool. That'd be another good. That was a cool game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something here. There was something here. And the fact that it never got revisited is tragic, because this is one of those things. Like, these are the games that need remakes, not like the brilliant masterpieces. Like, you can go back and play God of War for PlayStation 2, and it's just as awesome as it was back then.
It is. Yeah.
It doesn't actually need a remake. Stuff like Burning Rangers, that's the stuff that needs a remake. These early 3D kinds of games, especially the ones that had really good ideas behind them, that's the stuff that needs proper remakes.
Or you need to go the Shadow of the Colossus route. You need to remake this like 3-4 times before you get it right.
Yeah.
Like, I got to remaster, then remake the remaster, so that I can fucking do, and eventually it's like, oh, this is the game we wanted the entire time, and it's fucking brilliant. I knew it was.
We finally got there. I knew
I could see it under all the smoke that was coming out of the PS2 that I'm fucking waving away trying to look at the TV screen.
Oh, controls.
2. The exact same score I gave to Jersey Devil, because it controls exactly the same.
Like, I almost want to give it a 2.5 because of the way that your fire extinguishing laser homes into fires.
Sure.
That worked kind of well.
Yeah.
But
I was as frustrated playing this as I was playing Jersey Devil, and
you're 100% right. It's a 2. It's just a 2.
It's a 2.
I can't go any higher than that.
And that again, if you're listening to this or watching this and you're like, you fucking assholes, how dare you? How could you say this game's a fucking man? I don't have the nostalgia for it. So I'm playing this with, all the skill and all the muscle memory that I've built up over this time, and trying to go back and do that. It is objectively a shitty way to play that game. It was a shitty way to play games back then,
too. That's one of the reasons I had such a hard time getting into any sort of 3D games back then. Yeah. I always hated Crash Bandicoot. I did not care for playing even that's not even like fully 3D like Mario 64. Yeah. Mario 64 was the first time I played a 3D game that I really liked.
Yeah. And even that's kind of a cheat. Like, there's, it's not, we're not talking full 3D dual analog stick kind of thing that we're used to, like it's still a little different than where we are now, and trying to go back to it is just, For me, it was just really hard. That said,
which just brings us to fun factor. I'm going to go 4.
That's where I am.
Yeah, I'm going to go 4. I can't go any higher than 4 because I did eventually nope out because I stopped having fun.
Right.
But the idea
because of the
this
fucking
game,
controls. Yeah.
Because of the controls, yeah. But the actual idea of this game, the things that you do, like riding a dolphin.
Yeah. Is it
It's
Echo?
so
Are you riding
ridiculous.
Echo?
Who can tell? The graphics are not...
they're not great.
You can't tell. Yeah, they're not great.
No.
It's like you just run around this science lab and there's like, oh, there's this tank with a dolphin in it. What's up, dolphin? And he just started talking to this dolphin.
It's a fucking wild ass game, and
weird.
I had a really, really good time playing through it, and really, God, I was just hoping that that this would be the week. I was hoping that serendipity would shine her light upon us, Kris, and be like, oh, and by the way, we can, announce that there will be the remake of Burning Rangers, but no. Not yet.
It's a good idea, Sega.
Yeah.
Throw some money at it. Just
a lot more money than that Panzer
team.
Dragoon 2 bullshit that you're doing.
Don't give it to that team.
Good God.
I can tell that they're trying, but they're not succeeding, and Panzer Dragoon deserves so much better than this. It deserves so much better. So does House of the Dead.
I would love to see this game remade and for it to lose the arcade style focus that so many Sonic Team games had back there. Or so many Sega games had at that time.
Yeah, like expand on it a little bit, because you could tell that this wasn't like it had that arcade game sort of style to it, and that it's super short. But
and it's time attack and all of that.
Yeah.
And that is one of those things that just kind of persists throughout Sega
time
games.
Attack makes a lot of sense because you're firefighters. Yeah.
Well, sure.
Crazy Taxi was an arcade game, so
right. But I'm just saying, they all kind of feel there's that kind of time attack rushing through kind of feel, and Sonic. I mean, I know it's not time attack and you play it, and but
where that bar runs out and like a bunch of explosions start happening.
Yeah.
It was in, I think, the 3rd level. No, it was in the 2nd level. I got lost a bunch of times and I just ran out of time to the point where it was constant explosions. Like they wouldn't stop no matter what you did. And I kept that going for a while. I was just running a good 2 solid minutes of just the constant explosions, and I was able to survive them for 2 minutes. It was ridiculous. All right, it's behind Alien Soldier, but not by a lot. It's 14.5. That's a solid score all around. The controls really kill it.
I ended up 13.5 with this one. Just because
really
the controls.
Cool game. If you have a way to play it, I definitely recommend giving it a go. Especially if you're a fan of Sega games, because this is a Sega game, and it's really cool. It's really, really cool. It's just begging for a modern remake. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. So we did not get any feedback on this one, right?
Not an ounce. We got. Let's see. I posted about it. Where'd you go? That's the wrong Discord server. Here we go. Alphabet Super Series. We got 3 fire emojis. Highfalutin, Duroc Pig, and Epsilon. They both gave fire emojis to it, and that's it. Nobody played this one. And again, it's late gen Saturn emulation or really expensive copy of the game itself.
Well, our next game, Kris, is not going to have that problem. So I was torn.
Pick?
What's that?
What's the C pick? You were torn like Natalie Imbruglia?
I'm a little late. This is how I feel. I was torn between 3 games. Okay. And I ultimately let my children make the decision based on vibes. right? That's how we're doing things. We're based on vibes. So the two that lost out was the one that I thought they were going to pick, which was Cannon Spike. That was a choice that because I've never played Cannon Spike.
Time. Oh yeah. Man, didn't play a ton of it, but I played it in my store because we got one copy, and I cracked it open and I played it, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm buying this. And then somebody came in and said, "Do you have Cannon Spike?" I was like, shit, yes, we do. And then I never saw it again. Never saw it again. I was like, but I was gonna buy that today, and then I sold it to the customer instead of myself, and it never. I tried reordering it.
And did he come back and thank you? No. So fuck the customer, obviously.
I couldn't. He never came back.
So I asked for his did he pay with a credit card? I mean, you had his information.
That's
fucking
a good point.
Sexy
I just wasn't trying hard.
You just weren't trying hard enough to get in that man's pants.
Oh my God, Cannon Spike. That's what? That's Charlie from Street Fighter, Arthur from Ghouls and Ghosts.
Yeah.
It's so like it was so weird. We had so much fun playing that in the store, and like I've never touched it since. I should have loaded up on my mode. I just haven't. Man, what a game!
I've never touched it, but I was like, man, I really thought the kids were going to pick that one. I'm glad they didn't pick the one that I wanted to pick. But I just know Your Life, My Life, currently at this time, there was just no way that you were going to put enough time into Crimson Skies to really appreciate Crimson Skies. That is what I wanted to pick, because I just fucking love that game so much.
Right, and we're supposed to be picking games that neither of us have really played. And you love Crimson Skies.
Burning Skies. I do love Burning Ranger Skies. So I did end up with a game, and I don't actually know your history with this one. I'm sure you've played it, but I don't know how much time you've put into it, because I feel like this is one of those NES games that you see and you're like, yeah, that looks cool. It's Capcom. Yeah, I mean, Codename Viper? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I don't have much history with this one.
Yeah, I don't think many people do. And that is what the kids ultimately decided on. Just based on vibes, they were like, Codename Viper it is. So, Codename Viper is published by Capcom. It's developed by Arc System Works. Came out in March of 1990. So, we're talking pretty decently into the NES life cycle. From what I understand in the little bit of research, because I don't like to look for games like this that I'm not super familiar with, I don't like to do too much looking into it to have it color my opinion. But I was looking up a couple things, and from what I see, most people online are like, fuck, Codename Viper's dope as fuck. Why does nobody play this game? So we're going to find out.
I don't own Codename Viper. Yeah, look at that.
Fuck, do I? Do I own it? I think I do. Where are my games? They're over there. I'm going to look when we go on break and see if I actually own. I know I did own Codename Viper at some point.
Capcom's Gold Medal Challenge 92.
All right, then. Pretty close.
Head, Clue Land, Cobra Triangle, then Commando. Yeah, I go from Cobra Triangle to Commando.
I did briefly consider Cobra Triangle, but I've played the shit out of it, and so have you.
As have I, yeah. That's a wonderful game.
Yeah, no. So we are playing Codename Viper. I'm pretty fucking excited about it, actually.
I am. Color me excited, too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to catch up with week-old news. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around. Hi, everyone. Kris here. Podcast listening is free, but podcast creation is not. That's why the Geekade Patreon exists. In an effort to help us pay the bills, we've got a Patreon page set up where you can gain access to our monthly podcast topic schedule, get early access to many of our shows, and more. If you'd like to help support Geekade and keep these shows running week after week, head over to the Geekade Patreon page, linked in the show notes of this very podcast.
Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Andy. Neither of us are David Crane, but we are the hosts of David Crane's Amazing Movie Time.
That's our monthly Geekade Patreon exclusive podcast that covers movies that are cult classics, weird, or just sometimes laughably bad.
We ourselves have at least two of those qualities, so I guess it makes sense to hear what we think of those movies in retrospect.
You can hear all that and more by becoming a Geekade Patreon supporter.
And, as always, be kind, rewind.
All right, everybody, we're back. We made it. We survived.
Yeah.
It was a fun little break. My 9-year-old daughter's up there doing her skincare routine. She was talking about all the... what is it? She told Karen she needed concealer. We both said, to conceal what?
Yeah, you can... a fucking weapon? What are you doing?
You have perfect porcelain skin, you loon.
You're 9. Don't start fucking using all that shit now or you will not have perfect porcelain skin. I know. I started the makeup very early. You know, just a little
Now
bit
your
of
skin's
rouge.
blotchy as fuck.
Right? Look at this. This is fucking terrible.
Dare you. Just think about how much prettier you'd be.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know. I had to do something with my eyebrows. They're still not all the way back yet. I'll talk to Ellie. I'll see if she can give me any fucking tips. I'll see how it goes.
Well, that means it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Strap yourselves in for Week Old News. Welcome to Week Old News, where we talk about all the news that was new a week ago. What do we got? Oh, God. My mom just texted that the Flyers game is nerve-wracking. Oh, I haven't even been watching. My phone is being used.
Do you want me
as
to
the
start
camera.
and you can read that?
Yeah, let me see if I can get the game on.
Okay. Well, you do that. I'll start. Because we talked about this last week as a rumor. And now Polygon is reporting that Sony will stop bringing PS5 exclusives to PC because they are not selling. PlayStation hits like God of War and Marvel Spider-Man don't replicate that success on Steam. So, yeah, last week we talked about it. It was kind of rumored everywhere, and we even talked about that, like how we don't usually bring the rumor thing up, but there was so much smoke, there was fire. And that's a bummer, I think, for, PC gamers, hoping that that these games would still be coming out. They're not selling well, but they're not selling, right? I think that this move is more to do with the rumors that came out about Project Helix this week, the next Microsoft whatever the fuck.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, we're going to get there in a second, but we'll get there in a second. I think this move is more a response to what that is reported to be than necessarily we just don't want to sell them on other systems.
I thought it was because they weren't selling.
I mean, that's certainly probably, that's obviously part of it. They're not going to sell games if they're not selling, right? Because there's development costs to get things,
right.
up and running on PC.
They were expecting one thing, and then they started launching their games on PC, and they did fine, but
right.
not enough to justify the cost of exclusivity. And I get that.
Yeah. I still think, well, when we get to this Microsoft story, I will.
I don't think
finish my
Sony
thought
is
on it.
nearly as concerned with Microsoft. I feel like Sony took one look at that and said, "Okay, good luck.
Well,
If we could make money selling games on there, then sure." But
We'll
I mean,
get there.
really, at this point,
Yeah. Anyway, you're up.
oh, I was thirsty.
Did you did you get the game up?
I did not in time. The Flyers actually won in a shootout.
Oh shit!
My mom had just texted. She just texted at 8:27. It is now 8:34. 8:27. This game is nerve-wracking. I said, I'm recording. The game's still going. She said, then at 8:32, they just won in a shootout. I just missed it. I just turned it on. I didn't get to see it. Oh well, that's fantastic. Go Flyers!
Yeah,
wearing my Flyers shirt and everything. Yeah, my mom's doing great, by the way. She's up and walking around and feeding herself, and her the surgery had no complications, and she's recovering quite well. So,
outstanding.
How's that for some week-old news?
Outstanding.
Oh boy! All right, so we've got a couple here. I'm just going to lump these two together because it's been an interesting week. We're not going to politicize this. But I will say that it has been an interesting week between Nintendo and the United States government, who, as they have proven time and time again, have absolutely no respect for copyright.
None.
Just ask the number of musicians who have said, we didn't give you permission to use our music for this, and they do not care. But somebody, the official White House Twitter account, made an image of Pokemon Pokopia, complete with actual Pokemon characters in the background, and replaced the text of Pokemon Pokopia with Make America Great Again. For some reason. The White House, the official White House Twitter page, popped this up. First off, this makes no sense. What does America have to do with Pokopia? Anyway, the Pokemon Company just had to jump out and say, we are aware of recent social content that includes imagery associated with our brand. Company spokesperson told New York Times, we were not involved in its creation or distribution, and no permission was granted for the use of our intellectual property. Our mission is to bring the world together, and that mission is not affiliated with any political viewpoint or agenda. As IGN continues to report, in September last year, the Pokemon Company formally responded to the use of Pokemon TV hero Ash Ketchum and the series theme tune by the Department of Homeland Security as part of a video showing people being arrested and handcuffed by law enforcement agents. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yep. So cool.
Super cool. Very funny. So
they have done this
happened.
They have done this as well with Halo. Also in this story, they highlight the Homeland Security. Destroy the flood. Join ICE.gov.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. To steal from our good friend. I'm a big fan of the show, John Oliver. I was talking to him earlier. But to steal directly from last week tonight, cool.
IGN also reports, Nintendo sues U.S. government over Trump's unlawful tariffs that led to last-minute Switch 2 pre-order delay, demands refund with interest. Oy. Yes,
Yeah.
So the tariffs that Dear Leader imposed all over the place, regardless of how many people told him was a bad idea, they turned out to be unlawful, and
well, I mean, nobody had mentioned that part.
Right.
That was a shock to all of us, I think.
He declared Liberation Day, and it just wreaked havoc on a lot of things, and continues to in a lot of ways. But since they turned out to be unlawful, Nintendo wants some reparations, and they're not the only company. They're just the only company that's,
right.
I guess, making headlines in the video game space right now. But there are several
so
companies
far
that are,
right.
I believe, attempting to sue the U.S. government for all of the lost business. Because, you know, that whole thing right around the Switch launch, that was Switch 2 launch, that was kind of a thing. You know, they had to raise the price, they had to move around the pre-order dates, and, you know, it really took a toll on their business. Obviously not that bad. They're doing just fine, but...
Sure, but it did... There is no way to argue that legitimate damage wasn't done to not just Nintendo, right? But legitimate damage was done to a lot of brands over the cost of things and the fact that costs continue to go up. And whether not all of it is obviously caused by the tariffs, but a lot of it is, right? Like just a lot of it is. A lot of people found out what everybody told them was going to be the case, is that no, these giant fucking corporations were not going to be your friend and be like, don't worry, dude, I got it. Like you guys just went out for a burger and you forgot your wallet. And it's like, oh, I got you this time. It's fine. Don't worry, you're good. Don't worry. You get me next time, right? Of course that wasn't going to fucking happen. Of course it wasn't. Of course we are the ones who were going to pay more for it.
Why don't you take these next two? Say, while we're at it.
And I just added these because while we're at it, according to Rock Paper Shotgun, I saw this a couple other places too, which is why I felt comfortable pulling it. The Trump administration is reportedly debating whether to force Riot Games owners Tencent to divest stakes in U.S. games companies. So the U.S. government has placed this company on a list of firms they believe have links to the Chinese military. Early last year, the U.S. government placed Tencent on a list known as Section 1260H of companies it believes to have links to the Chinese military. As of the writing of this article, Tencent are still on that list, even though last year they came out, last year it was said their inclusion was a misunderstanding, one that they were prepared to sue. There's that word again. The U.S. government over if it couldn't be worked out. Tencent, most famously, owns League of Legends, Riot Games, but they also own Turtle Rock Studios. They have stakes in Epic, Ubisoft, Remedy, Paradox Interactive. Why is this concerning? Because normally you would be like, okay, I mean, go ahead and tell them, what does that actually matter? But TikTok is now owned by Larry Ellison. That's why it matters, So, that's something. And also, this was... Polygon reports the White House uses Call of Duty clips to frame Iran war as a game in a chilling video. If you have not seen the video that the White House official X account posted, it is it's simply fucking stunning. It is just simply stunning. It is Call of Duty clips mixed in with live action footage of planes taking off, missiles being shot, targets being destroyed, blown up, and this is not me commenting on whether or not I agree with the things that are being done by the government. But what I think we should all be able to agree on is that framing a military action as a video game and cutting in real footage with the Call of Duty plus 100 as strikes go in is fucking ghoulish, is so
callous,
fucking disrespectful of the people that are legitimately putting their lives on the line, out there fighting these fights. It is so disrespectful of the service members that have already been lost. It is disrespectful of the little girl's school that got fucking bombed in Iran. You know, it is... I'm not sure where we go with all of this. You know what I mean? Like, this is the escapism part, right? Like, the video games are supposed to be the escapism part from all of the hard shit that's going on in the world. And I'm like, okay, don't play fucking Call of Duty, sure, but you know, it's a very strange time that we're living through, and to put it nicely, I suppose is the way to put that. It's fucking wild, man. It's just insane, absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's we're really not supposed to get involved in too much political talk, but this is directly tied to the world of video games, and again, regardless of whether or not you approve of this administration, I think it's pretty... I don't think there's any way to look at that particular thing and not view it as callous.
I am not...
very poor taste.
I am not saying because of the current administration. I am saying any government, any administration, left, right, center, I don't give a fuck. If you did that, you shouldn't have. It's fucked up. It's disrespectful, man. Like, just straight up, it doesn't matter who is doing it. I mean, it kind of does. But like, it wouldn't matter. Let me amend what I said. It would not matter to me personally who that message was coming from. I wouldn't be like, yeah, fuck yeah, you're on my team, so I love what you're doing. Like, no, there is no team here, right? Like, I'm on team people, union, humans, you know? So, anyway. Yeah, and all of those stories came out this week, right? Like, all this... And in, like, the last 2 days, like, Thursday and Friday was like, here's a bunch of political shit for you guys to talk about on Saturday. You guys are waiting a day? Oh, cool, I had some stuff. Hold on. Thanks, Internet.
Glad that's behind us.
Oh, tell me about something awesome, because this next story is awesome. I fucking want this thing real bad.
Time Extension reports the next Kyoto X Koei Tecmo collaboration pays tribute to Ryu's classic design. That's a really weird way of saying there's a Ninja Gaiden figure coming out of classic Ryu Hayabusa, and it looks incredible.
Yeah, so the current version of Ryu Hayabusa that's out is the reboot Ninja Gaiden. The black suit is the one that's currently out.
Yeah, the black suit. That's the hard-looking suit and the weird metal crown-looking thing.
And it looks fucking incredible. It's a great-looking figure. There's a bunch of knockoffs of it as well that are super high quality, because those are the ones I can afford. You know, and you can find them in plenty of places. I am super hopeful that this one ends up in a similar situation, because this is just a gorgeous looking figure. Yeah, this looks great. They're also doing a Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater figure that looks insane. These Revoltech figures are fan-fucking-tastic, man. If you're into that sort of thing.
And you are.
Anyway, I certainly am. Next up, from our friends over at Time Extension, the Dreamcast deserved better. 8-bit mods, BitLink bundle upgrades your battle-worn Dreamcast controller. It was just a wonderful headline to read out loud. I liked all of the sounds it made. 8-bit mods has already done amazing work upgrading the Dreamcast with their VMU Pro. But what they have coming up next is the BitLink dongle, which, according to 8-bit mods, will turn your console into a modern wireless hub, supporting up to 4 virtual memory cards, Bluetooth LE controllers, wired USB-C input, 2.4 gigahertz connectivity for the BitLink DC adapter. It also enables keyboard and mouse support over Bluetooth LE or USB-C. which is awesome because that will give you, that just expands what you can do with shmemulation, but also with any future homebrew, knowing that you would have potential access to this sort of control scheme, just kind of opens that door a little bit wider, which is really, really cool. And these things are all pretty affordable. Like, they're not crazy overpriced. You know, I don't see a price for this one yet, but these things usually end up, you know, relatively affordable. It does say price will be announced Friday, and I'm looking. 8-bit mods, you're making me be on X, and I don't fucking like it. Let me see. Can I pre-order? Yes, I can pre-order. Let me pre-order. No, that's just a fucking picture. Well, I don't know how X works. $77. How much?
$77.57.
That's not crazy.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. We're assuming that we're going to carry these two. We tend to carry all 8-bit mod stuff.
Yeah.
They haven't reached out to us specifically about it yet as of this recording. Usually the way it works is like, you know, with the Memcard Pros and stuff, or the Retro Time adapters, they'll do the first run themselves, and then for the second run onward, they'll start dealing with resellers. So, yeah, wholesalers, or however you want to say it.
I mean, you let me know. I'll make a call. That's fine. I'll get them on the phone.
They deal in 8-bit do stuff. Interesting. Anyway, sorry, that's a conversation for another conversation. Let's see. Pure Xbox reports. Next Xbox console. Everything we know so far about Microsoft's next-gen system. Your all-in-one guide to the console known as Project Helix. So, Microsoft's cranking out another system, sort of.
Ish.
Yeah, it's, it's a new system. It's going to also play PC games. Steam will probably be compatible. It's just it's the next step on the path to Microsoft, the Xbox brand, completely losing any sense of identity it's ever had.
Yes.
I don't really know what to make of this yet. It's still pretty early. We don't know anything about backwards compatibility, really. We know it's theoretically called Project Helix. Let's see. When will the next console release? Probably, obviously, 2027 or later seems to be that what we're looking at here. The price is kind of a tough one. It is, if I had to venture a guess, based on what we're looking at now, probably around $1,000. But Phil Spencer, who is
seems likely
not in charge, has been on, said that Microsoft wouldn't grow the market by building $1,000 consoles. So, but Phil Spencer ain't really with us anymore. So who knows?
So I think looking at the ROG Xbox Ally is a good place to start. Remember that for a former head, Sarah Bond, I think we reported on this last year, said, and they have the quote here in the article, I can tell you you're right that the next gen console is going to be a very premium, very high-end curated experience. You're starting to see some of the thinking that we have in this handheld, but I don't want to give it all away. So I think, just kind of when you're looking at where the market is and the price for literally everything tech right now, going for that kind of high-end premium experience, especially because the thing about that is that if they're releasing something that's going to play PC games, right? Natively play PC games, you're going to have like Steam baked into the OS or as one of the shops or whatever. You're going to have to future-proof a lot, right? Because PC specs grow fucking insane. So I would think the level of system that you're building ties into that very high-end, very curated, very premium experience. So this is why I think, though, why Sony pulled their shit from PC of like, we don't want our games over there too. Whether or not I agree with that, I don't. But it seems to be a very curious timing, right? For Sony to come out and be like, we're not doing that shit. And not that they officially said it, right? But for all of those reports to be coming out, and then for this news to officially come out, even though this had been rumored for weeks, months at this point as well. The timing just seems a little too convenient. But what do I know?
I don't know. I am really having a hard time convincing myself to care. Microsoft hasn't convinced me to care about their last two systems, so...
Yeah. But, and, yeah, I want to want an Xbox. I don't currently. I want, because it's better for all of us. It's the only thing I really care about. Oh, I care about this a little bit too, though. Time Extension reports, why bother if you're not going to do it properly? Why Sega Gaga's AI translation is upsetting so many people. So last week, Sega fans got a welcome surprise thanks to the release of an English language patch for Sega Gaga, a Dreamcast RPG which has remained untranslated for decades. Work was undertaken by a team led by Existence, finally gave fans a chance to play the game in English, but the good news came with a catch. The patch was made possible by AI translation, which many members of the fan translation community frown upon. Soon after the patch went live, many pointed out that the translation was low quality despite the team behind it insisting that AI had only provided the basic framework for the project and that it had undergone a thorough human review before being deemed worthy of publication. So, yeah. This is one of those weird ones, right? Where I don't necessarily think this is the worst case use for AI. Like automatic translation for old-ass game. I don't think this is a terrible use of AI. The reason I have the fucking AirPod Pro 3s is because I work with a lot of people that speak Spanish or speak Haitian Creole, which I don't speak natively. We have conversations now because of these earbuds. It has made my work life a heck of a lot easier to just clicky click, and now it translates it for me, you know?
Ew.
But we're video game nerds too. So like, yeah, what did you expect?
Especially when you get into like the kind of legendary stuff like Sega Gaga. I don't know. It's translating stuff. It's not generative AI, so therefore It doesn't really bother me. Like translation tools, that's cool. Like I figure AI translation like that is an interesting way of getting things started. You do the direct one-to-one translation, right?
Yeah.
So you're just, there's your baseline, and now you try to pick up on all the nuance and build off of there.
Right.
I don't see that as a specific problem.
Because
again, it's not 5 years AI.
ago.
It's not
5 years ago we didn't call that AI.
Yeah, it's
5 years ago we called that Google
doing a thing. Yeah, it's
you know what I mean? Like it.
Yeah.
Hey Google, what the fuck does this mean in English?
Up a bunch of slop that's oh look, it's the 20-year-old version of this actor meeting the 60-year-old version of this actor. Isn't that cute?
No,
it's not that generative AI slop. It's just
right.
I don't know. It's
but also
translation software.
But also, you're translating niche ass fucking RPGs, and you didn't expect people to have a fucking problem with it. Like I feel like maybe you didn't know your audience.
Yeah,
just
Well, speaking of people who know their audience, Retro RGB reports Super Contra NES to SNES conversion. Developer Infidelity has just released an NES to Super NES port of Super Contra or Super C for the NES. That's it. That's all you need to know. That's the whole story right there. There's no other detail in there that you need to know. It's Super C, which is fantastic, running on the Super NES, which is fantastic, done by Infidelity, who is fantastic. That's it.
Spectacular. I do have that game over there. I did look. I don't have Codename Viper. I have the Moffat Conspiracy, which is not anywhere near the same thing, but is what I thought. Anyway. Whatever. That doesn't matter. Time Extension reports that a forgotten Castlevania is reborn on the Game Boy. 2007's Order of Shadows lives on, released on Java-based phones. So obviously the pinnacle of gaming back in 2007. Castlevania Order of Shadows is considered the black sheep of the franchise's wider lineage, and with good reason. Like many mobile games from the era before smartphones, it suffered from poor visuals and ropey controls. I know what I usually describe as ropey, and that's not how I want my controls to be. In fact,
especially not in a Castlevania game.
Well, maybe I do in a Castlevania games. Let's get those bats over there. So anyway, Order of Shadows is not a great game. It's very difficult to control. What?
Like you said, to put it mildly, it's got a terrible main character. He's got pointy red hair.
Yeah,
But bless them for doing this.
Yeah. Look, is this worse than that fighting game?
Yes.
No, it's not. I mean, it is.
It
definitely is.
Castlevania Judgment is kind of fun. I don't know how this Game Boy Color reimagining is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is great. I am happy that this is getting fucked with. You know.
Yeah, it's a Castlevania game. It's a piece of the series history, whether you like it or not. And believe me, you don't like it. But it is a thing that exists, and it's pretty cool to get a new flavor of it out there in the world. Might make it feel a little bit more like a real Castlevania.
I am also going to steal this one, though, just because we're talking about Castlevania, and you, sir, are falling the fuck asleep, and you need to wake the fuck up.
I'm working on it.
It's been confirmed that Belmont's Curse is not a roguelite or roguelike, says Konami. It is just going to be a Castlevania game. Good. Moving on.
Could not be happier. That's exactly what I wanted to know.
Yep. All right.
Nintendo Life reports, Bit Trip Runner dev needs your help to bring Remake to Switch 2. I cannot believe that this is not funded, and it's not even close.
Yeah. Well, we looked at it last week or the week before, right?
It was last week, I think.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it again.
Yeah.
Bit Trip Rerunner is wonderful. At least I assume it is. I haven't played it. But they're at $21,000 of $50,000. They've only found 301 people who want this game on Switch 2. How is that possible? It's freaking Bit Trip. Oh my god.
Yeah.
These games are so good, and I really want Rerunner on Switch 2. But I don't know why it's not going anywhere. So if you've been thinking about it, or even if you just want to do me the favor, you've got an extra $30,000.
Even if you got an extra $30,000 laying around and you want to do Chris a solid, if you want to indirectly give Chris money, support Bit Trip Rerunner.
Yeah, I don't know what else to do. This is really just bums me out that after hearing that Runner 3 underperformed and then Runner 2 getting ported to Switch kind of underperformed.
Well, I mean, Kickstarter, GoFundMe, Indiegogo, all of these things, all of those platforms have their inherent problems and whatever, but they are a fucking bellwether. Nobody wants it. Clearly. You have the option to fund it right now, and it's not being done, and that's a bummer, but, at least you don't go through and have to clearance out your game for fucking $5, you know?
Yeah. I don't understand why people don't want it, though.
Because it's fine.
What, Bit Trip Runner?
Yeah. It's great.
It's not. It's fucking phenomenal. It's not fine.
Sure. But it, as we were talking about earlier, does not need to be remade.
Well, okay.
It's fine.
Bit Trip Rerunner it is a remake, but it's not. Like, it's basically like more Bit Trip Runner. With the whole big thing about this is the level creator. This is make your own Bit Trip game. And by the way, there's also all of the original Bit Trip Runner looking super cool and fancy, but it's about the level editor. It's about make your own Bit Trip game. This is cool as shit, and it's doing well.
I think it's cool.
I think it's been doing fine on Steam and on PC, just fine. But they want it to be on Switch too, because that's where Nintendo platforms is where Bit Trip started.
Yeah.
They tried to get. It says Rerunner was built without compromise. It's faster, denser, and more complex than any runner game before it. The original Switch couldn't run it at the level of performance and clarity that we felt it deserved, and we weren't willing to ship a version that didn't feel right. Nintendo Switch 2 changes that. It gives us the headroom to deliver Rerunner with the responsiveness, precision, and audiovisual clarity we associate with great Nintendo games.
Yeah, I mean,
it's awesome.
I am surprised. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. But
Commander Video had a little bit of draw years ago and just kind of disappeared.
He should have had an amiibo. Then it wouldn't have even been a question. It's all right. I'm taking this one. Go Nintendo reports South of Midnight comes to Switch 2 March 31st, 2026, and all of you fuckers should buy it.
Yeah.
That's it. I added that second part. This is great. It's coming out at the end of the month. I am going to rebuy this game. Probably on PS5 will be the place that I purchase it. But it is coming with a couple other things, right? It's not listed here. Sorry. I believe it's coming with like some of the bonuses, some of the downloadable extra shit. I don't fucking know. It doesn't really matter. You should buy it. It's awesome. This game's fucking dope as fuck. I cannot fucking wait to play this again. I'm so happy that I get to play this on my PlayStation because it looked great on Steam. It played great on Steam, and I cannot wait to see how much better it looks on PlayStation.
Yeah,
or Switch. I think it'll be
version.
great on Switch too as well. I don't think there's anything that this should struggle with. Yeah, it looks really good. It's such a fun game.
All right, so we don't really need to talk about there's some new amiibo coming out. I think that's weird.
Yeah.
The Noir DDD is such a ridiculous character. Like, you cannot make DDD, right? That silly name, the penguin with a cummerbund, have some sort of weird engine emo dark version of it. Kirby mythology is so freaking weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, the only thing that really matters here, there is some internet goons are pissed off that Pokemon characters look like older Pokemon characters. There's 850 trillion Pokemon by now, okay? Somebody wants to make a flaming Pomeranian that looks adorable? Fucking let him. It's Pokemon. Leave it be. The important thing that we should get to is the Indie World Showcase.
Yes.
Nintendo hosted an Indie World Showcase in their ongoing mission to give us literally anything except a general Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
Anything, but they just announced a Mario movie Direct coming out on Monday. And oh boy. Let me just talk about this real quick.
Now he's up.
Now I'm up. Fully erect. They were talking about, I get the notification on my watch. Ooh, the Nintendo Direct is coming. Oh, it's a movie Direct. God damn it. Literally anything. Anything but a general Direct. They've gone through all of it now. I don't know what else they could possibly do except for a Xenoblade Chronicles Switch 2 edition. Here's where we fucked up Direct. Like, I don't know what else they could possibly
Direct.
do. Yeah, let's do a Virtual Boy Direct. Why the hell not? But so
don't
this
give them
thing's
ideas,
coming out,
Kris.
and then I opened up my I opened up my app just to see what it was. Like, okay, well, you know, that could be neat. And then I just lost my because I looked at the poster, and there on the poster is fucking Wart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not hidden in the background.
No.
Like, he's not huge.
Right there.
But, like, he's there, right there. Wart, Mauser, and Birdo.
Yep.
Right there on the poster.
Yep.
With details, like, Wart's in this movie. Wart's got a role in this movie. I don't know what it is, but he's got a role in this movie.
I hope it's more than, like, just a cameo, like, flyby kind of thing.
I would assume if they're on the movie poster, it's going to be more than just a cameo. I would assume
that would be my thought.
But, you know, even if his role is as big as Foreman Spikes was in the first movie, that was, you know, not tiny. Look, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. We've got ninjas all over the place. We've got Rosalina. We've got several airships. Maybe there'll be some sort of Koopa Kids. I don't know. Difficult to say. Toad's in a penguin suit. Luigi's in a frog suit. But honestly, Wart and Mauser and Birdo. Now, I have thoughts. So I'm going to lay a big fat spoiler tag right here, okay?
Okay.
Spoilers. If you don't want to know anything spoiler related to the Mario Galaxy movie, stop listening right now. Dan, I know you don't particularly care.
Don't give a shit.
Because
I agree with you on these thoughts.
There was something, I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was something that was theoretically a leak that was some sort of description of the plot of the Mario movie in some sort of official capacity, saying that describing the plot was that Bowser was joining forces with Wario to do something. Now, we haven't seen or heard anything about Wario in this movie yet. I think, given the nature of how weird that quote-unquote supposed leak was, I think, and this is my theory, that Wario is a typo. I think whoever was translating that, or it was some sort of autocorrect, I think it was supposed to say Wart. I think it's going to be Bowser and Wart teaming up to do something with Mario. That's my thought. And then, and if we really want to get pie in the sky, what I would like very much is that since we're going to space, this ends with some sort of tease of Tatanga, which would then set up the third Mario movie where Tatanga, Mario Land, Daisy, etc., etc. That's my tinfoil hats stuff for the Mario Galaxy movie. I'm so excited. I wasn't all that excited. I mean, I was excited, obviously. It's going to be awesome. Right. It's going to be fun. The trailer looked great. But I wasn't, like, frothing at the mouth excited. Then they threw Wart at me. And I was like, right. These guys really like Mario. Like, the first Mario movie is a fun movie, but it's not a fucking masterpiece. But it's a fun movie. It's solid. It makes sense. Movie. It's entertaining. It's a good movie. Yeah. It's you know, you made a good Mario movie. Fucking good job, everybody. Yeah. Go team. But I forgot how much fun it was being in the theater watching that and seeing all the little nods to all the little things. It was a blast. They're going to do that again. There's going to be so much weird shit in this movie. And with Wart on the movie poster, I wouldn't put Tatanga past these people. Super Mario Land is a pretty big piece of American Mario culture. And not only that, we're in space. We're setting it up for space. Are they really going to go to space and not do anything with the other Mario game that's about an alien invasion? I feel like it's going to happen. This is a great poster, by the way.
It is a very, very nice poster. I would be very surprised if they hold off Wario for a fourth movie.
Yeah, I would think that in the third movie, if they're going to be doing Mario Land, they're going to kind of combine Mario Land and Mario Land 2. So we'll get Tatanga and Wario and Bowser, because Bowser's going to be in it no matter what.
I could definitely see Wario being the mid-credit teaser, like the end-credit teaser. You know, that Wario
I think
will appear in Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, of course he will. I think this one closes with a Tatanga thing with some sort of like musical nod to Mario Land, and then whatever the third movie is going to be all Wario all the time with Tatanga and Bowser and Princess Daisy.
Do you honestly think? Not trying to be shitty. Asking it. Fair. All right, moving on. Do you honestly think that Tatanga is recognizable enough for an end credits, mid credits scene. I would argue he's not.
I would argue he's not, except I think at this point they might be confident enough to just kind of do it and have people be like, you know, nobody outside of comic book nerds knew who the fuck Thanos was. And then at the end of Avengers, some purple dude turns around and says, you know, smiles.
Yeah.
Literally do that, but with Tatanka. Do that exact scene. Just have it be Tatanka turning around because he's purple. He's in space. Yeah. He doesn't have to say anything. It's perfect. I love it.
Yeah, no, that works. All right. Hit me with the Indie Direct. Let's go through it.
Okay.
Are we going
Indie
start
Direct.
to finish?
Let's do it. Let's where did it go? I closed the window. I ruined everything.
I'll read it to you.
Christmas
You
is
tell me
canceled.
your
There it is.
reactions. I got it.
Okay.
So we started with Densha Attack, officially coming to Switch 2. Densha Attack, I talked about it last week on the show, is fucking insane. Coming to Switch 2. There is a demo available right now. There is an exclusive in-game skin for the Nintendo Switch 2, and it will be available on June 17th. Awesome.
Yeah, that was a great way to start. Put a big smile on my face. I was familiar with this game. I hadn't tried it yet. I have now. We'll talk about that.
Oh, good. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on that, because I talked about it last week. I loved it. I thought it was great. We followed that up with a game that, man, this is going to hit a lot of people a lot of different ways.
Nope, don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Yeah,
No.
My Little Puppy. Man, this is very odd tying in with... Anyway, My Little Puppy is a game about reuniting...
It's a dead dog.
You're a dead dog.
Dead
like,
dog
you play
on the
as a
Rainbow
dead dog.
Bridge, and then your master died, and you're trying to go find your master's soul or something, and no, I'm just...
Yeah.
No, I will cry constantly. No, thank you. You keep your adorable dead dog to yourself.
Yeah. Available May 29th. Yeah. So then...
Don't want anything to do with it. Keep it away from me.
No, nothing to do with it. After that, we then got Heave Ho 2, right? This is Heave Ho 2. This is a Devolver Digital thing. This looks fine. It looks fun for like 10 minutes.
Like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like the multiplayer mode in Piku Niku a little bit. It's like physics-based, thwapping yourself around. Looks fun. Not for me, but if
looks fun.
You know, like goofy multiplayer games like that, you could do a heck of a lot worse.
Yeah, that'll be out summer 2026. After that, we got a game that has been at like every PC showcase for the last, I don't know, feels like forever. Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault. It's kind of a farming sim adventure thing, crafting kind of thing. It's that game, right? Like there are so many of these. The first Moonlighter did very well. From what I understand, people are pretty excited, happy with Moonlighter 2, The Endless Vault. That will also be available 2026. This one only said Switch 2. So I found one thing I did find interesting about this presentation is that I felt like there were a lot more Switch 2 only things than there were like this early into like the PlayStation and Xbox life cycles where everything was still PS4, PS5, or Xbox One, Xbox Series. I feel like we're getting a lot more just Switch 2 stuff already, which I think is a good thing. But I might just be misremembering that. After that, we got a bunch of people passing around this adorable fox for this puzzle game Widow, which looks like a fun little cozy game. The art direction was
very relaxing,
phenomenal.
To me, yeah. It's like interactive coloring book kind of diorama thing.
Yeah, but almost like
kind of sort of tells a story.
Yeah, it gave off like a claymation wood sculpture kind of vibe.
Yeah, the visual, the art direction's really, really nice. This one,
art direction's great.
I don't know that I would buy it, but it would. I would consider it because it does seem like the kind of thing that might like. I want to bring the Switch to bed and play this for a few minutes before I go to sleep, kind of a thing. Like,
yeah. This is right up the in the cozy gamer, the cozy gamer sphere, which is huge at the moment, and that's awesome. It just looks fucking adorable. I was so impressed with the art direction of that one. That'll be out summer 2026. Then we got the console release for Mini Shoot Adventures, the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. This is a top-down twin-stick shooter Metroidvania combo. I've had this on my Steam wish list for quite a while at this point. It just looks great. I just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
Really fun.
Yeah.
But I really love the notion of combining a twin stick shooter and friggin' Zelda.
Yeah. You're a family of ships. This looks awesome. Like I said, it's been out for a little while and it's been very positively received, so I'm really happy to see it like coming to consoles. So we got that announcement. That was for Switch and Switch 2. Then we got the Switch 2 announcement of another game that's been in a ton of PC showcases, which is this Midnight Walk thing. So we talked about this at some point last year, because this is a me-ass game, right? Like, this is not for you, this kind of really creepy, sort of horror, Tim Burton-esque aesthetic adventure game. I think this thing looks fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm super stoked on this one. This is coming this month. So March 26th, the Midnight Walk will be available.
Rotwood. What do you think of Rotwood? This looks interesting.
Okay. I don't like Don't Starve.
What's Don't Starve?
The game these guys made before this.
Oh.
Yeah. I think this looks interesting.
I like I love the entire notion of a deep beat 'em up, like a beat 'em up with lots of RPG mechanics. I really like the notion of that.
I do too.
And I like the visuals. Something wasn't quite right. Something wasn't right enough to make me buy it the day. Like, this was also shadow dropped.
Yeah.
Something's holding me back on this. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It's got a very Steven Universe, Rebecca Sugar kind of vibe, which is super popular in gaming right now. Certainly in a lot of PC gaming and indie gaming. This sort of art style is really, really popular. Yeah, I don't know. It looks fine. I'm interested. I just don't know. I just don't know that I would really spend any time with it. It looks pretty cool, though. This next one is another game I think we've talked about here. I think we talked about it last summer.
We left it. This definitely came up over the summer stuff. This looks interesting.
Yeah, this mixtape game, Annapurna Interactive. Looks, very much like a walking simulator kind of vibe with it. But it looks very, very cool. Like, we were watching this with the family and Tiff was like, maybe this looks cool. Fuck, is that a Volkswagen Cabriolet? Fuck, I had a Cabriolet when I was a teenager. Damn it, they're making mixtapes and toilet paper at houses. She was like, fuck, this is my life. All right.
That's how they get you.
But then it's got like some weird, like kind of spooky shit maybe going on. I think this looks really cool. I dig the art style.
Yeah, it does look interesting. I need to know a little more about the actual game, what it's like to really play it. But generally speaking, I thought this looked really good.
Yeah. Then we got the console reveal. This was another one. I'm sure we talked about this last year. This is the Drinkbox Studios, because they are cowards and will not make Guacamelee 3. They keep making other shit. This is their attempt to enter the Hades space, and this is Blighted. That is not a knock. This looks fucking great. I'm really, really excited about this one. What
yes,
were your
you
thoughts?
are.
It's not. I don't think this is for you.
I didn't care about it at all until they said Drinkbox Studio, and I was like, "Oh, Dan cares about this."
Yes, he does. I love Hades. I haven't picked up Hades 2 yet because I know I'm going to love it. It wasn't something that I needed to get right away. You know, like that's a game that I will pick up and tear through. And this looks exactly like what Hades is. That, you know, 3D or the what the fuck, isometric top-down isometric perspective, roguelite, making your way through the dungeons over and over again, or roguelike, I suppose. But yeah, Drinkbox Studios makes really, really good fucking games. This looks really cool. I love the way it looks. I love the art direction. All of that shit looks really cool. Then they showed Dead Zone Rogue, and I went, okay, cool. It did literally nothing for me. Did you have any thoughts on that?
Which one? The Dead Zone Rogue? Oh, yeah. No.
Not at all.
Like, you even said the word, and it literally just went in my brain and right back out again. Like, it meant nothing to me.
Comes out March 17th. I hope it does very, very well, and it is not a fucking Highguard or whatever that game is that's already shut down. Because, fuck, we didn't even talk about that in week-old news.
Right. I forgot all about it.
Because I don't care. No one did, obviously. They followed that up with the only farming simulator that I am even remotely interested in. Grave Seasons, available summer 2026, because it's like a spooky farming sim thing. I don't fucking know. It's Blumhouse Games. Cool. Then they did this Unrailed 2, Back on Track, little like train puzzle game that looks fine. You commented in the Discord about that one, or were you when you said train game, did you mean Densha Attack?
I meant Densha Attack, but John seemed interested in this one. I downloaded the demo and he hasn't touched it, so yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. Then Tome 2 looks fine. The art direction's cool in Tome. I'm just never going to get to it. Inconveni, one story, many stories. Like, hey, when you get home from work, do you want to go to work? No, actually. That's me speaking. If this is your jam, I'm not trying to yuck your yum. I don't get these kind of games. I don't think you do either. You know? Right, Chris? Like, am I crazy here?
Nope.
I don't want to go to work when I get... Anyway. Then after that, what was this one? The fucking camping one. Oh, now I got to actually watch it. Outbound. This has been in a bunch of PC showcases as well, I believe. If not, it really fucking looks like the other one that has. You drive around and build shit. Ratatan, which we talked about previously, the follow-up to Patapon. They were like, all right, well, if you won't let us make new Patapon, we'll just make Ratatan. And we promise it's not the same. Promise.
And I was happy to see that one. You know, that's pretty cool.
I mean, that's fine.
The big one. The
big reveal at the end, though, was the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Blueprints, which is a game everybody should have. It will frustrate you, but it is beautiful and wonderful, and that was shadow dropped. And, yeah, I mean, so how did you feel about this showcase when you got done watching it? Like, where was your head at?
I had a big old smile on my face. It's like, look, my expectations were in the toilet, and this was solid. It was fine. Yeah. There was cool stuff in here, you know? Densha Attack, dead dogs, blueprints. Well, what do you need?
Yeah, I mean, I think
it was interesting, you know? It didn't hit me with, like... Yeah, a lot of the indie showcases tend to leave me with, like... Whoa, I don't care. Wow, I don't care. God, this is boring. Just don't give... No, I just don't care. But almost everything they showed was some degree of interesting. With the exception of...
Yeah, a lot of Rogue.
But, like, a lot of everything they showed had some degree of, like, oh, that's pretty interesting. I'll think about that. That's a neat-looking thing.
Yeah.
It was just a solid presentation. It's not a general direct. We really need one of those.
Yeah.
Please.
So I think it's really, really cool to get that confirmation that things like Densha Attack are coming to Switch 2, that Blue Prince is finally coming to Switch 2, that Ratatan, like that these indie games that we have known about for a year or 2 years at this point, it's nice to get the confirmation that they are coming to Switch 2. I think that's great. I was just kind of whelmed by the show because of the stuff that I personally, and I don't, I haven't watched there's been like 4 showcases in the last week and a half that I haven't watched because it's a lot, and we're not even at not E3 season yet.
Oh, right.
You know,
the Capcom thing happened.
Yeah,
there wasn't
whatever.
really much of value in that.
No, the new Onimusha trailer looks great. You can buy 3 Resident Evil games all together in a bundle. Like, I can also buy them separately. Shut up, Capcom. You showed me no Robot Masters. Like, fuck off. This could have been an email.
We got some silhouettes.
Okay, that could have been a tweet, you dicks.
Yeah.
Nothing that was shown off, like, nothing that was new to me in the Indie Direct. I was like, oh shit, that looks really fucking cool. Like, all the stuff that I was like, oh shit, that looks really cool. I said, oh shit, that looks really cool last year, you know? But I am happy that it's all coming. Like, that sounds way shittier than I mean it.
It was just, I think it was a solid presentation. And the fact that it didn't bore the crap out of me made me happy.
Yeah, I mean, that's about all you can ask for. All right. That's it, though.
That's not it. We've got one strange and unusual item to leave to the end.
That's right, yeah.
Because this just cracks me up. Nintendo reports new codes discovered for Ken Griffey Jr.'s winning run after nearly 3 decades. Why?
Yes?
This is outstanding. No, this was actually a pretty cool baseball game back in the old days.
It was a very cool baseball game.
Yeah. So let's see. These newly discovered codes. There's not much reason for people to go back and play Ken Griffey Jr.'s running 30 years after release, but apparently some very dedicated fans have been digging into the game to find everything and anything it offers, and that's led to the discovery of some never-before-released codes. These newly discovered codes let you play with hidden teams in the game, and they even include teams with some Nintendo-related developer rosters. The codes you'll need to input are as follows. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays, XXX Select, the Arizona Diamondbacks, AAA Select, Nintendo BBB Select, Nintendo 64, YYY Select.
How did it take this long to figure those out?
Don't know. As far as how you activate the codes, just follow these steps and you're good to go. Set up a 2-player or exhibition match. On the pre-match screen with the team logos displayed over the batting view, hold either L or R shoulder buttons while inputting the codes. The game should play a sound, do a fade transition, and then switch to the hidden team. Repeat for controller 2 as desired. Wild.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun, and it's fun. This is a Rare made this friggin' baseball game, and it's neat looking. Like this is a really visually interesting Super Nintendo game if you've never played it before.
Yeah, it's good.
As far as baseball games go, Rare did not screw around.
They did not, indeed.
And that is going to wrap things up for Week Old. Sorry for my sleepiness factor. I'm just getting hit by a train right now.
Yeah, I am frankly disgusted with you.
I mean, how is that different from any other week? With that, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. When we come back, we're going to check in with the checkpoint. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from Geekade.com. Stick around.
We are Safe at Home, the leading dog rescue in the heart of New Jersey. Are you searching for a loyal companion, a dog that will bring love and joy to your home? Look no further than Safe at Home. At Safe at Home, we believe in giving every dog a second chance. We rescue, rehabilitate, and find loving forever homes for dogs in need, right here in the Garden State. Our dogs are ready to make a lasting impact on your life. Each one has a unique story, a wagging tail, and an incredible capacity for love. When you adopt from Safe at Home, you're not just gaining a pet, you're becoming a part of our family. Our dedicated team ensures a seamless adoption process, providing ongoing support and guidance. With New Jersey's beautiful parks, beaches, and trails, you and your new furry friend will have endless opportunities for adventures and cherished memories. Safe at Home relies on the support of compassionate individuals like you. Your donations and volunteer work enable us to continue saving lives and finding forever homes for these amazing dogs. Join us in creating a safer, happier community for dogs in New Jersey. Together we can make a difference and give every dog the chance to feel safe at home. Visit our website or call us now to learn about how you can be a part of the Safe at Home mission. Safe at Home, because every dog deserves to be loved and protected. www.safeathomerescue.org.
Do you miss the days when you'd get a fresh issue of Nintendo Power in the mail every month? It was stacked with reviews, previews, and all manner of cool new stuff about the world of Nintendo, and it even came with a free poster. Well, you don't have to miss those days anymore because Nintendo Force is here. Functioning as a spiritual successor to Nintendo's classic magazine, Nintendo Force is staffed with top-notch writing talent, and me for some reason, to deliver fresh new reviews, previews, and more right to your door every other month. And yes, posters are still included, except ours are double-sided. So if you want the thrill of learning all about the world of Nintendo in physical format, head on over to NintendoForceMagazine.com and learn all about it. Nintendo Force Magazine, the force of Nintendo fans. Hi everybody, we're back. We have returned from our break. And we've got ourselves a little bit of feedback I wanted to jump in. We had Skint Eastwood over on YouTube said for last week's episode, 608.
Whatever
Crystal
you're going to say.
Yeah.
Love that name. Fabulous.
Crystal Castle's in the background, Kris. Funny thing is Dan would pass off his Bentley Bear because he's cuddly. Just don't roll his trackball.
I mean... 100% roll my trackball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't ever tell people not to roll his trackball. Both hands.
That's fucking great. Yes.
Marble Madness style. Really get in there.
Yeah. I really need you to work it.
Oh, thank you for commenting.
Skint Eastwood
Skint Eastwood. That's fantastic.
That is fucking outstanding. I love that. Well done.
Love it. Okay. I think we had some other things related to some of the shorts I post. Like Human4491 wrote, I always thought Dan was an angry 70-year-old man. To which I responded, he is at heart.
Yeah, I am an old angry man at heart.
Truth about falling. As someone that also did not finish the modern God of War games because I ended up being a bit bored of traveling around the map, hunting down the collectibles and treasures, I still put like 12 plus hours in total into it before I decided it really wasn't my cup of tea. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's fair. I mean, you don't have to do all that, right? Like, and that's kind of I run into that problem all the time with like modern games as well, where I'm like, oh, but shiny, it's over there. I got to go do that thing, instead of like focusing just on the story, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's some of the feedback we got through the YouTubes. So everybody, I love getting comments. Please keep them coming. Brings me joy. But with that, I think it's time for us to check in with the checkpoint.
Checkpoint.
This is where we talk about what we've been doing, what's been going on in our lives, and I don't know. I didn't really do much gaming outside of burning Rangers and replacing the battery in my Saturn. I've been playing a lot of Yoshi's Island this week, the Super Nintendo Yoshi's Island, just because been a little wrecked as far as sleepiness goes, and just having time this week. So just been picking up something familiar that brings me joy. I did actually just yesterday. Karen and I tried. she has been a little bit more willing to try new puzzle games with me.
Okay.
So I decided that the two of us were going to try Wrecking Crew 98. Because I got her into Panel de Pon, and she finally got the hang of it, and she rather enjoys it now.
Nice.
Because how could you not? Panel de Pon's great. And I've never really tried Wrecking Crew 98.
Okay.
I was really excited when it showed up on NSO, and I tried it for a few minutes. Like, I think I understand this, but I really need somebody to play it with. Because they didn't translate it at all. It's just like, well, here it is.
Right.
Fuck you. What does the menu say? Fuck you. That's what it says. Like, could you really not have been bothered to just translate the menus? Would that really have been such a difficult task for them to translate? You don't need to translate all the text and the cinematic cutscenes, just the menus.
But just the menus.
Let me read what the menus are.
Yeah.
So I looked up online which one was Versus, and then I found it. And what's the WBC?
World Baseball Classic.
Oh, okay. Sorry, somebody just popped up on I think it was Scion Storm on the Discord. I am not. We're recording the podcast. Anyways, so
it's really fun. You should be.
Let's give it a go. Let's try the World Baseball Classic. But first, let's try Wrecking Crew 98. So we played it for a few minutes. I think I got it figured out, and I think I understand why it didn't catch on, and why they didn't bother releasing it in North America, because it's an interesting idea. I just didn't think it was all that fun. Neither one of us were really having a blast with it. You know, like it's I like a complicated like platformer puzzler like that can be good. Like Wario's Woods, I think is really, really good, where you're moving a character around inside the puzzle well space. That's the kind of thing that can be very interesting. This one just really didn't quite work. Like, I understand the theories behind it, but I don't understand why it exists the way that it does. Like, if you were going to make a follow-up to Wrecking Crew, why turn it into a color matching puzzle that's this? It's just kind of wonky. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll give it that, and I'm glad I put the time into it.
Interesting, not good.
Yeah, it just, I totally understand why this didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So, that was fun. I guess the other thing of interest was the Densha Attack demo.
So tell me your thoughts on Densha Attack as the United States Gunnar Henderson just hits a 2-out bases loaded double, putting the U.S. squad up 5-1 on Great Britain. Great Britain certainly known for their baseball teams.
Yes, yeah. So it was neat. It's super weird. It's like very anime. It's very, very bizarre. I did have some fun with it, but I ran into the same problem with it as I did with Tony Hawk, where it's like, it just doesn't click with me. Like this kind of experience where you're just doing things and doing tricks and moving forward. It just doesn't really click with me for whatever reason.
You don't like your sports to the extreme.
I don't like fun, honestly. Like, really what it comes down to is just, I just have bad taste.
Just hate fun.
I do.
Just hate it.
With all of my heart. But I really loved the idea.
You do like Bubsy, so...
Hell yeah, I do.
I mean, these things are starting to...
If Bubsy was on that train, we'd be singing a different story right now. Be a horse of a different color.
You'd be chubbing for that Bubsin.
All day, every day. Better believe it. So it was neat. I'm not going to be buying the game for sure, but it was definitely a neat experience.
So I'm super interested in it, like that kind of wild, like extreme sports for, lack of a better term.
Extreme trains.
Yeah, that too. I just really want a fucking room for trains. That's like, anyway. But like at $20 is where I'm going to buy that. I can't imagine spending all the time in the world with that game. I think that's the type of game that's really good for something like Switch 2 or for something like the Steam Deck, to where you can kind of pop it on and be like, This is like I got 10 minutes. Let me jump in here and do this for a couple, and just
I
bang
think it's
out a
going to
run or
find
two,
its audience for
and
sure.
it's super fun, and yeah.
I'm just not said audience, but I do think it's really it's a really interesting game that I think is definitely going to find its home somewhere. I don't really have anything else of value to talk about. I exercised really hard this week. Started working on my diet a little bit, trying to be a little bit more efficient with the food that I eat.
Mm-hmm.
That's not really all that exciting, but I've been working really hard at it this week, and I'm making some adjustments, and that's been a fun challenge. But I think it's going to pay off. I feel better. I don't think there was anything else of a real consequence that happened this week. It was just a week of things and stuff. The kids had a half day on Friday for some fucking reason. I don't know.
A week of things and stuff.
That was just a week of things and stuff. That's all I got.
All right then. I mean, so I didn't play a ton. I didn't play a ton this week. I did play. Obviously, most of the time was spent on Burning Rangers, which we'll talk about at some point. Did we talk about that? Are we recording this? Where are you? Who?
Test.
Hi. Test. Really, the bulk of the time I spent gaming this week was just trying to finish up, and I'm almost finished. I think I'm in the very, very back half of Sons of Sparta, and still really enjoying it. I wrote,
All right.
Yeah, I wrote a review, which I know some people hate because I wrote the review before I finished the game. But there's nothing that can happen at this point, apart from it becoming something other than a 2D side-scrolling Metroidvania, that is really going to change my opinion on this game. I really, really like it. I do think it is really fun. But the problems that I wrote in my review are the same problems that I talked about last week or the week before or whatever. It just feels fucking weird to have to hit triangle. Yeah, you just went all blurry there for a second. I don't know what that was about.
That? There was a sound that happened.
No, it's weird.
What was it?
They're listening. They're on to us, Chris.
I don't know what that sound was. Some sort of notification, but of what?
Of everything. Life, the universe, and everything. How bizarre. How bizarre. Yeah, hitting triangle to hold on to a fucking ladder or rope is really fucking weird and stupid, and I don't like it. It's just really dumb. The soundtrack is incredible. The game looks really good in motion. That thing that you said looked really stupid, the Hydra, is not a Hydra, it's Scolopendra, which I just thought was kind of weird, because Scolopendra is the big boss of Dungeon Crawler Carl of the book series. And they refer to Scolopendra all the time in Dungeon Crawler Carl. And I was like, oh fuck, it's Scolopendra. This is a very weird crossover that is happening in my life right now. So that was exciting. Oh fuck, Cramp. Oh, you get to see the Cramp face again. Son of a bitch. Cancer's cool. Chemo, fucking great. Highly recommended. Yeah, that's still happening. And this week has been really bad with that, because it has gone from bitterly cold last week to sort of okay this week, and then it's going to drop back down again next week, and my fucking joints and muscles and all of that shit.
Seen differently.
Is it back to staying up? I don't fucking know anymore. Because I thought we were 80 on
highs?
Wednesday this coming week, but then dropping back to 60s, 50s, which is a huge drop.
For here, we're never getting that high. Today was the high, 67.
Okay.
That's as high as we're going to get. No, sorry, tomorrow is going to get up to 67. Today we got to 55. And then we're going to be 64, 65, 61, 58, 49, 52, 53. So there's going to be some colder mornings, right? For like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we're looking at a low of 54, 43, and 45 and 42. Then we drop back down to 34, 31, but that's only for the morning. So it's going to be not that far all over the map. But then again, anything could change.
We are today up, and I'm only like an hour from you, but you being on the coast really does change things. I was 55 today. Wednesday we get up to 73, and then Friday, so just 2 days later, we're back down to 54 as a high. So it's a fucking peak and valley kind of thing, and that 20 degrees really just kind of fucks with my joints and all like my muscles and shit that really still aren't healed. And getting up to 55 today was a far cry from where we were a week ago. So, anyway, so Cramp Face, Sons of Sparta, I should be finished with that soon. Burning Rangers. I did spend a little bit of time watching. I did not play, but I did watch Pokemon Pokopia in action. I was at my buddy Rob's house last night, and I was talking to his wife. I was talking to my friend Lauren, and we were just talking about games and shit, and I was telling her about Jaws and Sons of Sparta and like the Densha Attack demo and all that shit, and she was like, "I got Pokopia. Do you want to come see it? You want to come see it?" And I thought she was gonna like vibrate out of her skin if I didn't say yes. So I was like, "Yeah, let's fucking go check it out." And it's exactly what we said it is. It's Animal Crossing, Minecraft, Pokemon with like weird Cronenberg body horror thrown into the mix. Like as I looked at it, I was like, fuck, I gotta buy this for Roddy, and I really don't want to because I just bought him a really expensive Transformer. He was having a really shitty day. It was like a nice dad moment. He's been looking for Wasp from Transformers the Animated Series. Super into Transformers, super into TFA, super into Wasp, right? Because of course he picked some weird fucking obscure character where all the figures are stupid expensive. And he's been trying to find this one.
White Anglo-Saxon Protestant.
That's right. Yes. Wait till you see what he transforms into, though. So he's been watching eBay auctions and shit, right? And he's been like trying to do some stuff around the house, like, hey, if I go do this, can I have like a couple bucks so I can save up for Wasp and whatever? And he sent me all the links that he's found so far, like $95 plus $20 shipping, or $100 plus $10 shipping, or like somewhere in that price range, right? And Tuesday, he sends me this link. Tuesday or Wednesday, he sends me this link. He's like, all right, Dad, I found one. It's $60. It's buy it now. It's like $5 shipping. I don't have enough for it right now, but just like save the link. When you get home from work today, tell me what I can do. I already have like $20. We'll figure out something for $40. Tell me what I can do. He's so fucking excited. And he's been having kind of a shitty week. So I immediately went and bought it, right? Way more expensive than I wanted to spend on a fucking 5-inch Transformer. But whatever, he's my kid. I love him. He's been having a shitty week. So I bought it for him. Right. But I did do the fun dad thing. I got home from work and I was like, can you like pull up that link that you sent me? Like I was like, dude, you sent me a link, but it didn't open on my phone. Right. I couldn't get it to open on my eBay app. Can you send me the link so I can like look at this figure? Just so like if I pop into like a collectible store, like, oh, I drove by a comic book store I hadn't seen, I'll pop in there and see if they have it, kind of thing. Just being a dick. And he's like, oh yeah, he's all excited about it. And meanwhile, I have my phone open with the receipt, basically, saying it's on its way. And he pulls open the link and he just, somebody bought it. He was like, and I know you told me, he's like, you told me not to just put it in my cart because people who just put shit in their carts on eBay aren't ever going to fucking buy it. And look, I put it in my cart and somebody else fucking bought it. And you always tell me don't feel bad because if they wanted to buy it, I was like, dude, that really sucks. I was like, man, it would really suck if it was getting here on Saturday. And like, I showed my phone to him and he was like, oh my God, like he just lost his shit, you know? It was fun. But yeah, so I was like, fuck, I don't want to have to buy Pokopia now. I just spent $70 on a fucking Transformer that I shouldn't have done, but you know, why not have kids if we can't throw money at them? Penn, I watched her a little bit today. She picked up Eugenics.
How is that?
It looks fucking wild. It looks wild. Like the cats are insane, and it's like a tactics RPG battle system. So like, I'm gonna play that this week and see what's going on with that. I did finish. I started last Thursday. I don't know if I talked about it on the show last week. I started last Thursday. This book, Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zheng by Kylie Lee Baker. I started that, finished that. It was really good. It's a horror book set in Manhattan in 2020. So like smack dab in the middle of COVID. And it's all about, book starts off with a girl talking to her sister and they're going through a whole thing. And then her sister dies like right away in the first chapter. And like the book goes off in a completely fucking different direction. There's like a serial killer and like hungry ghosts and like all of this weird shit. Really good book. Really enjoyable read. So I finished that and I was like, all right, let me get on to the next Dungeon Crawler Carl. So I started the next Dungeon Crawler Carl. I started book 6, I, the Bedlam Bride. Spoilers for anybody who cares about it. It's not really a spoiler. It's just the theme of this floor of the dungeon. It's one of the things that I love about this series so much. This floor is a collectible card game. So as they're fighting things in the dungeons, they're turning them into cards. So like now I'm getting that fucking part of my brain scratched of like, oh, now it's a collectible card game as well. It's a phenomenal book series. If anybody's feeling weird about starting it, because you don't know, like, does it live up to the hype? Absolutely does. Book is fucking awesome. But I also started, I posted it in our Discord book club, but somehow this had missed me. There is a Golden Girls cozy mystery written by Rachel Ekstrom. And it's called Murder by Cheesecake. And it is an original story set in the Golden Girls cinematic universe, starring our main characters solving a fucking murder. Because a group of Saint Olafians come down to have a wedding because there's an issue in St. Olaf, so Rose invites them naturally to Miami, and they're going to do all of the traditions of all the, you know, the weird St. Olaf shit in Miami. And as they go to get the cheesecakes out of the freezer at this hotel, Kris, they find a dead man. Oh, and now the Golden Girls have to solve the fucking mystery.
That's amazing.
It's horrendous. It's amazing. It's so fucking stupid. It's horrendous in the best ways because it is such a by the numbers episode of the Golden Girls. The voices are like Rachel Ekstrom has done an absolutely fucking spot on job of capturing the personalities of Dorothy and Sophia and Rose and Blanche and like all the, and you can just hear it if you've seen even 1 or 2 episodes of the show, you can just hear their voices. Like she's really, really nailed it. But it's like a silly, cozy mystery. It's like this weird shit. It is definitely not something I would read if it was not a fucking Golden Girls book. But I'm blasting through it, and it's really come down to, I feel like I was pretty good last year. When I was going through chemo, I couldn't fucking read at all, and that really, really bothered me. So I got through 24 books total last year, which was good. going from a year of not reading basically anything at all. Because I couldn't follow a plot. I couldn't remember anything. And it just drove me crazy. So now I've really tried to make it a focus. So I read 24 books last year, and now at this point, I am currently reading 2 books at the same time, trying to see if I can't, because my memory's still not 100% back from all the treatments and whatnot, but I'm trying to kind of force it a little bit, I'm still having a hard time with like joints and muscles and that sort of thing, and that I have to take a lot slower. But mentally, I can really kind of push through things. So now I'm trying to keep 2 books in my head at the same time, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah,
I wish it's fun.
That's been my week.
Yeah, sounds like
I'm going to try to get some more. I'm going to try to get some more gaming in this week. I really just want to finish God of War because I'm so close to the end. That's kind of like sucked up the oxygen from everything else.
But sucking oxygen, my favorite pastime.
Oh, Monarch Season 2. We did watch the first episode of Monarch Season 2.
Sorry.
It was fucking awesome. It was great. That show's so fucking good. I love it.
Did we watch? Oh, we just watched Scrubs and Shrinking, which have both been very enjoyable.
It did. Sorry, the wife is going through it. Did Daredevil come out? Did season 2 of Daredevil?
Soon,
right? Okay.
End of the month, I think.
End of the month, because like we were watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms or the Duncan Egg Game of Thrones thing, and we watched like 4 episodes, and then like we have not watched since then. So we'll go back and blast through that at some point. You finished Wonder Man, right? We talked about that. Yeah, fucking brilliant. That moment. No, we didn't talk about it because that moment in that last episode when Simon and Trevor are standing out there, and Ben Kingsley delivers that bit about why actors do what they do and why they're important, right? And their sadness, their troubles, they forget about it for a moment. That fucking speech that he gives out there on that fucking balcony should give him all the Oscars, all the awards. It was such a beautiful piece of acting and writing and direction and all of that stuff. It was such a wonderful moment in that show. And really does speak to, how important this shit really is and the escapism of it and what the entertainment industry provides to us. I just thought it was such a beautiful moment.
It was a wonderful show. Pun very much intended.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
I also highly recommend Shrinking if you've never watched it. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very, very good.
It's great. Something sad's going to happen.
Well, yeah, Harrison Ford's old.
Right, but it's not that. They're throwing a curveball, and then they threw like a different curveball. It's like, oh no! But then there was the end of the episode.
So like a slider.
I saw this coming. I saw this coming. This is going to go poorly, and it's going to be very sad, and I'm going to be very upset. But anyway,
bummer.
Shrinking's a great
good news.
Show.
USA is still up 5-1. Kyle Schwarber's up.
USA. Oh, hit a Schwarbomb.
We're gonna see. I don't know. Nope, that was way outside. He really doesn't want him to hit a Schwarbomb. Threw that in the other fucking batter's box. Anyway,
I can't blame him.
Yeah, that's all right.
That is it, everybody, and that is our show. Join us next time for the next installment of SAG Standouts, where we'll be picking the best of the best for the Odyssey 2.
We will.
I hope I don't regret this. Actually, I had hopes to try and get my Odyssey 2 up and running. Maybe I can get a little bit of it started this weekend, because I don't even know where the wires for it are currently. So I'll dig into that a little bit tomorrow, hopefully. And I have some ideas. I've never really messed with it. I'm kind of excited. It's a whole new platform. It's a mostly exclusive library. It's very interesting stuff. So we'll see. Not a lot of Odyssey 2 flashcards out there, which is unfortunate. I think there's a real audience for it. I'm just kidding. We're on most social media platforms. And if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes. You'll see links to our social media accounts as well as all manner of other fun stuff like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes as well as a bevy of other shows in the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon. Also linked to in the show notes. It helps keep the show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. The show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by Banjo Guy Ollie. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for making the show listenable for all you folks. We'd like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep playing games.